Hey, it's Phil Johnson here, going to show you today how to play the main riff from my new single called Sweatpants, which is a Van Halen pastiche, because it felt right for the tune. Before we dig into the guitar stuff here, the musical stuff, let's jump into the recording gear, and I'll show you how I got the tone for the guitar parts on this song. So here's my sound settings for the guitar part on Sweatpants. I am here in Guitar Rig 6, and it's just this preset down here, KM Van 51, which is just a Van Halen-y type of sound. And we got, it's a modeled 5150 head, regular old cabinet, a little more, you can see a little more cabinet than room, and just a nice airy reverb with this ROM reverb, which is very cool. The only thing that I did play with in here, most of the song is done on this rhythm setting, which is a nice clean, not clean, but a nice solid Van Halen-y rhythm setting. And I did switch it to lead anytime I needed a big natural harmonic sound, big squealy sound, because it just gave me a little more gain there to make that squeal sell a little better. I couldn't keep it on the lead setting the whole time though, because it was too much overdrive and it was stomping all over the vocals. So I automated that in the track. But other than that, it's just this Guitar Rig 6 preset. It's KM Van 51. So let's take a look at the riff. So just that simple. We got that nice EVH 5150 kind of tone happening there. So let's dig into the riff itself. This song is built around the simplest, most ridiculously easy chord progression that there is in music. It's in the key of E, and it's built around E, E major, B major, and A major. That's it. It's a 1-4-5 in the key of E. It doesn't get much more basic than that. So the trick is, when you have a chord progression that is that simple, what do you do with it to make it more interesting, right? So the first thing I did is I revoiced, instead of an E major like this, I revoiced it like this, where I'm coming up, I'm playing the top part of that E bar chord with my first finger on strings 2, 3, and 4 at the 9th fret, and then I'm grabbing the octave E up at the 12th fret with my pinky there. Okay? And I'm going to add in a little chunky on that low E string right there. Now, to make it even a little more interesting, I'm going to use my second finger to grab the A on the 2nd string here at the 10th fret, so that we get a little bit of a chord movement in there. Now when I do that, technically it's going to like an A major chord, or sort of an A power chord at that point, but I do still have the B in the bass of that, in the lowest voice of that chord, which kind of technically turns it into like an A9 or like an A sus2 kind of thing. There's a variety of ways that you can name that chord. The big thing, in the big picture, doesn't really matter, right? All I'm doing is taking that that E chord, right? And I'm just going to add my second finger onto that A at the 10th fret of the 2nd string, and then take it off to go back to that E chord. So that's the first part right there. So then it goes to a B major, and instead of using the full bar chord B major, I'm just going to use the top 4 strings. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the A. But what you'll notice here is in the first half of it, I don't use this A. I actually use this A up here at the 14th fret, strings 2, 3, and 4. It's kind of like your open A shape from down here, but an octave higher. So I get... And then the second time, I do go to that A at the 5th fret instead. Now why? Well, because when we add in the tapping parts, that's going to yield different melodies. Okay, because if I play here, and I tap, I get that melody, whereas if here I play it, I get a different melody. Those weren't even the right notes, actually. Sorry, let me do that again. It's the 3rd string tap. That's my little melody right there, and when I'm down here, it's going to that C sharp down there instead, right? So that was the deal for using 2 different voicings of the A major, both here and here. Even though they're really the same, it was because of the tap part that makes the difference. And that little slide that you hear into that A is kind of cool sounding too. So now let's talk about those tapped parts, those right-hand parts. So over the B, right, we get our first part. Then I go to the B, right here at the 7th fret, just that partial voicing up on the top 4 strings. And I'm going to tap on the 2nd string, this G sharp up here, which is the 21st fret. Right, we get that little sound in there. So we're tapping from that G sharp to this F sharp down here on that same string, still holding the chord. So it's just a little sort of internal melody. Now I could have easily put in that G sharp here. And it works, it's there, but getting that tap in there pops it up an octave, makes it a little more interesting. So we get, and then going into that A, again at the 14th fret here, I'm going to go to the 3rd string at the 21st fret. In this case, it's an E. Okay, and do that tap right there. So going into that A. I use the same note when I go to the A here in the 2nd half. So we're at both of the tap notes are at the 21st fret. The first one's on the 2nd string, and the second one is on the other one is on the 3rd string. Okay. So let's recap a little bit here. We get this A to E move. And then we're going to go to the B with the tap, 2nd string, 21st fret. Right, let's hear that again. And then we're going to go to the A here at the 14th fret with the tap on the 3rd string at the 21st fret. Okay, that's the first half of the riff. And then it starts again. Like that, first part. Same B, same tap there, but this time going down to the 5th fret A. And that's it. And then it goes into just an open E power chord as it goes into the first verse there. Okay? So let's hear that whole riff again. And there you go. That is how you play the Sweatpants riff. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I will be happy to answer them in the best way that I can. All right? Thanks. Bye. Oh, go listen to Sweatpants. It's on all the streaming places. PhilJohnsonComedy.com is where you can get all this stuff. Bye.